Boys and girls and Pokemon trainers far and wide, it's time for the PokéBlock, the segment of our show where we discuss anything and everything Pokemon, from news to competitions and our own personal Pokemon journeys. If you're listening to this snippet and want the whole show early, head over to patreon.com/Koppai Gaming, where you can give us $1 and you get the show early on SoundCloud as an MP3 download, all of that good stuff. The YouTube link, First and foremost in the PokéBlock news, trainers in 15 new countries and regions across Asia and Oceania can now officially download Pokemon Go from the Play Store and the App Store. Discover Pokemon and the world around you. If you are listening,
Yay,
regions now include... He's already had it.
Yeah.
He's in Canada.
He
said, I talked to him the other day. Said he was playing and enjoying it, so... countries and regions include Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam. I hear it's lovely there. Taiwan, Papua New Guinea, Fiji, where Truman is, Solomon Islands, Federated States of Micronesia, and Palau.
What, Micronesia? I think that was Micronesia. You're just mispronouncing on purpose. Right?
Yeah, I'm just kind of going through, like, whatever.
Micronesia. I was like reading along with you. Like, that was an interesting pronunciation there.
Number 2 on the PokéBlock news, the Lower Garden District Park in New Orleans, Louisiana, mysteriously had a wild statue appear recently. The site of an old fountain in the park has been changed to pay tribute to Pokemon Go's popularity. According to local news outlets, a Pikachu statue, constructed from fiberglass but made to look like bronze, was placed in the fountain in a park near the intersection of Tipachor and Piratina Streets sometime Sunday morning. No one knows who placed the statue, but it's there. So kind of cool. They've added basically a new Pokestop, or something, added to a Pokestop to make it actually a Pokestop.
Yeah.
My wife and I were walking downtown, and there was this Pokestop that said decorated sewer gates, or those little manhole covers. Mm-hmm. And we're like, no way, we gotta go check these out. And we went, and it was completely destroyed. And the Pokestop hadn't been updated, so we were like, oh crap. You could see where it used to be.
Yeah.
Really
I've had a couple of those
it wasn't
too.
that. We did see that. It was a Mary Tyler Moore statue that had been destroyed.
Yeah,
So.
there's this buffalo statue that used to be next to McDonald's, and it's a stop also, and it's not there anymore. So it's
sad.
That's really sad.
And happier news.
I cried a little bit.
My gosh, you're bawling on your knees at this Pokestop. Just,
looking at my phone at the picture of what used to be.
Yeah, it's weird though. The Pokemon stop next door is all snowy in the picture, but it's not snowy right now. But in happier news, number 3, the Pikachu catch-up song.
Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu.
Wait, I think I had it pulled up here. I was gonna play it. Pikachu catch-up song.
Pikachu, Pikachu.
It's the most inspirational thing you'll ever hear in your entire life.
Pikachu.
I wonder if we can have it.
Pikachu.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna get a copyright strike now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the most adorable song, I just Googled or YouTube searched Pikachu catch-up song, and it popped up as the first thing recommended. Oh man, I'm just watching it right now, and I can just picture the song in my head. It was just a little treat for people at the end of the latest Pokemon X, Y, and Z episode, and it's becoming a viral hit. Beautiful, beautiful song.
I want to know who the genius was that came up with this. I want to it's randomly pitched to the team, something I want to do this at the end of one of these episodes, and then bringing the voice actor for Pikachu into the studio and making her do the some song this is Pikachu, Pika. They start playing the music. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it goes like this.
Pikachu,
You gotta make sure you get that rhythm right. Pika. You have a click track in your ear.
But then harmonizing with all the other Pikachus.
Yeah, because and the choreography, going on, or choreography going on.
I don't understand exactly what's going on in it, because it's trees growing up out of the ground that have ketchup bottles hanging off. And
it's probably a reference to earlier in the episode. We know that Pikachu loves ketchup.
Yeah.
I bet in the episode there's a dream or something that he has. and like maybe like a little snippet of it, and then at the end of the episode they show the whole thing, like a little fantasy he was having. Like, 'cause it can't be canon. Like, it can't be like this actually happened to him.
Yeah, I have no idea. What I'd read is that the episode was pretty much just any episode of the show, and then all of a sudden, randomly at the end, they just threw that at us.
Here you go. We don't know where to put this. So
yeah.
I mean, imagine just being like a little kid though, like waking up Saturday morning for your Pokemon cartoons, and that happens, and you're graced by that song. This the rest of the day, you're not gonna be able to let it go. Oh man. Number 4 in the Pokemon news, Niantic discusses the controversial Pokemon Go update. Many in the Pokemon Go community are quite upset with Niantic. They have addressed fans' concerns and outlines the reason why they made some of the controversial changes to the game. Basically, the game's so freaking huge that they wanted to expand it. They understand that people are pretty upset that the 3-step feature's gone, but they want you to just stay safe and stay happy. They have a much longer address than that, but for the sake of time, we're going to kind of skip over it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
They didn't realize how big it was going to be, and they're trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. Which I don't know how people don't have that understanding with the game. Like, how are they sending death threats and hacking into Twitter accounts for these people? Just let them focus on the game.
Yeah.
Like, if you're upset with Pokemon Go and how slowly the updates are coming, yeah, go ahead and hack into the person making the game. That'll make them speed it up. Like, no, you idiot. Like, just let it go and let them focus on the game. Mm-hmm. The Pokemon Go stuff is getting out of hand as far as like, we talked about it in the past. Like, everyone can play it. Like, go ahead and keep playing it. Like, but just take it easy with the entitlement you have. Like, yeah. It's a game and it's free. Mm-hmm. You paid nothing for it. And now if you did pay for the lure modules or something, then you got what you paid for. You never paid for a better experience or anything like that. Like, you can't say, well, I've paid for this game. I deserve these updates. Like, no, you paid for a lure module and your lure module worked. Did it not work? Then contact the customer support. Like, but no one anywhere is entitled to anything with this game. Just enjoy it. Go out and catch Pokemon, and if it's not working with your server right now, play another game. Like, it's not...
I think people need to relax a lot more with this game. There was too many people that were like try hard, taking it super competitively, trying to be the very best. It's just fruitless, and I think people are upset when they're deprived of their abilities to go out and try to be the very best and taking it a little too seriously. Whereas I am just like, I'll take it on my walks with Simba on, every day, and we'll go every night to the park sometimes and hit every stop and then go back home, and that's it for Pokemon Go for the night. And then I'll play all my other games and my huge backlog of games that I have to play, and waiting casually for the next update to hopefully fix a lot of the issues that are wrong with the game. I've had my moments of frustration and rage with the game, but at the same time, I'd say that I've, for the most part, never really had too much of a problem, I guess, whereas I'll either be enjoying it or I'll have it off and I'll not be playing it. If it stops working in the middle of a walk at the park, I will turn it off and put it in my pocket and just enjoy a normal walk without Pokemon Go. It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
So just, get a grip, I guess. Some of these people need to.
Yeah. And so
it's not that serious, and it's going to get better. It'll be improved. We'll get trading, and Kaz says we're going to get battling eventually. They've confirmed that supposedly. So wait.
Yeah, just wait and enjoy the game. It's going to be around forever, and it's always going to be free. It's not even out of beta yet officially. Just enjoy Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Number 5 in the PokéBlock news, Tomy, T-O-M-Y, is releasing Pokemon Z-Ring toys in time for Christmas. One of the features added to the Pokemon Sun and Moon game is this whole thing about Z vibrations, lights, Z moves, Z targeting. And basically in the game you wear this little bracelet that's called the Z-Ring. We've talked about it in our topic of the show.
You pre-ordered one and then immediately unpre-ordered it.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what have I done? Because Amazon has that one click
No!
buy. I'm like, get it. I'm like, wait, what have I done? I shouldn't have ordered that. And so I canceled that. But yeah, there's not too much to go along with it. If you do get the Z-Ring set, it comes with a little Pikachu feature. It's aimed, that's what made me cancel it, is I'm like, I don't think this thing's even gonna fit me, because it's aged at kids 4 to like 12. So it would like,
Where
fit on my thumb.
Huh? Where can I pre-order this at?
Amazon? Yeah.
Here I go.
And then there's a quote by one of the directors for the toy. There's no question that 2016 has been an incredible 20th anniversary for Pokemon, and there's no sign of it slowing down, so we're going to make a whole bunch of money. He didn't add the whole bunch of money part, but that was me. Basically, that's what they're doing, is they're just monetizing this little thing in the game. If I were a kid, I'd be freaking out. Well, obviously I'd pre-order it as an adult. Like, it's a cool little idea to have this companion thing to the game. But yeah, do with that as you will. And last but not least in the PokéBlock news, the starter final evolutions may have been leaked. And so this will be the end of the PokéBlock discussion. If you're watching on YouTube and you don't want to hear all this because you want to be surprised by the final evolutions, be sure to bow out now. If you're listening to the podcast, I don't really know of a way to signal that, like, when we'll be back. If it gives you any sort of consolation or just comfort, these are just supposed leaks. And so there's really no way for us to, we don't know if this is for real. If you're watching on YouTube, the full podcast, you can just scrub ahead to when the thumbnail changes or the background image changes. And if you're listening to the audio format, just go ahead and skip forward 30 seconds every once in a while. And if you hear us talk about Pokemon, then you haven't gone far enough.
And likely these designs will change a little bit.
Yeah.
The leak seemed to be kind of concept, a bit semi-final works, and so most likely these could be either slightly changed or very changed or completely wrong.
And a lot of times on concept art books that we order online and stuff, like, there's several different variations, and this looks like one page from a concept book. Mm-hmm. Like, it could be a design completely abandoned. We do have a few of them in the thumbnail, like the actual, like, leaked images.
Yeah. Well, those are floating around on YouTube a lot, too. If you just happen to be, like, into Pokemon and looking at anything, like, there's a lot of thumbnails that are already showing these off. One thing that's kind of...
We kind of covered them up in ours, so you don't know what one's real or what's not real.
One of the things of note, I guess, about this is that leak that we were talking about earlier that talked about no gyms and some of the Pokemon that have since, like, kind of been confirmed, it also sort of mentioned descriptions of the final evolutions that link with these depictions. So there is a sort of cross confirmation between these two sources that have since been kind of confirmed in some way. So there is that. Note that it's not completely out of the water. You know, it's definitely in the realm of possibility that these are for real. These are probably the real deal.
Yeah, probably the real deal, which I'm not too disappointed in. Real quick, before we get into that, they just posted that you can now pre-order the Sun and Moon Z Crystal 9-pack on Amazon. It includes all 9 crystals. And so those are online there. But let's get into these final evolutions. You can check out a really good article on this on Kotaku. Supposedly these images have actually been floating around for some time, but due to the official announcements that are in sync with the provided leak information, they are more convincing than ever. Note, however, that these would likely be semi-final. The final designs may have touch-ups. So, if you're listening, here's on the thumbnail image, the top right picture of Litten with these huge arms and a buff body. That's probably the final evolution. This image of Rowlet with a bow and arrow feather combination.
The very best.
Yeah, shut up. In the middle, that's the final evolution. And then the middle image of Popplio, if you're watching on YouTube or look at the thumbnail, that's the one of Popplio, the more graceful mermaid. Other ways to kind of describe these, it seems as though the final evolution of Rowlet is going to be more along the line of like this kind of Robin Hood, sort of mysterious sort of archer person in the woods. It has like a hood over its head. It uses its wings to make a bow and arrow. and its feathers kind of help with that, and it seems to be very masked, very dark. Litten evolves into a bipedal Pokemon, so it's standing on 2 legs. It has very broad shoulders, very thick arms, stripes on the arms, fire coming from its mouth, just like we saw before. And then
very long arms.
Very buff legs, and then a tail coming out with lots of spikes on it. Very long arms, going down to about its knees. And then Popplio evolves into like basically a mermaid with the seal nose still. Yeah, like a siren, sort of Starbucks logo. Very like kind of puffy hair. Looks like a majestic sort of water dancer, like what you'd kind of see at a circus or something for like a water dancer sort of Pokemon. My initial thoughts on these were Rowlet was the best. Litten was like, what in the world happened? And I thought Popplio looked pretty lame. I didn't like Popplio at all. Coming around on it, I am pretty excited for Litten. Litten has this kind of Calvin and Hobbes sort of vibe.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be like, I can just imagine like Litten just picking me up and setting it on his shoulder and carrying me around and like walking, and I'm just like getting piggyback rides on Litten as we go across the Alola region. Like, I can't wait to see his actual 3D model where he's like standing and how tall he is compared to the trainer.
What's kind of interesting is it's hard for me to picture these Pokemon. They all look like they could have the ability to say something. You know, they all look like they could be like how Rowlet's final evolution is kind of pointing off like, hey, go this way. And then it looks like the Litten final evolution, Tony the Tiger sort of Hobbes vibe is like, you know, he could be, it's like, how could he not speak? He looks like a freaking human, you know, with his mouth open like that. It looks like he's in mid-sentence. And then, of course, Popplio, the siren, like just very almost humanoid, female-looking mermaid. You know, it just looks like you could picture all of these Pokemon communicating.
They're all very humanoid. That's a good point. Like they're all like kind of like Popplio's not because of the tail, but they're all kind of like standing up on 2 legs and like I don't know. Yeah, they do look like they're almost like humans decorated in some sort of other outfit. You know, like.
Yeah.
I mean, Litten has full-on pants and a belt. Like, Litten's actually very reminiscent of Embror, like the final pig evolution of the fire one. Like, you notice that?
Yeah.
Like, cause, like, Tepig evolves into Embror and has, like, the belt and is really big and burly and standing up on 2 legs. Like, that's kind of disappointing how similar that is, actually. But yeah, I think I'm still sticking with my Litten choice. And
yeah. I was gonna say that Embror is like a lot more, I'd say, abstract, I guess, in a way, of a looking sort of character. He has a very almost kind of more, I don't know, like Chinese warrior sort of vibe look to him. And then, I don't know, it seems like this has, much more of a, kind of classical sort of cartoon look, a little bit less abstract, but still very abstract. But a little more familiar, I'd say, the Litten final evolution compared to Embror, who just kind of looks kind of short and stubby, and he has like these weird claws and just, I don't know. And he's got like some weird fire mustache or beard thing. Interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, let us know. I think if you just search like Pokemon Final Evolution leaks on Google later in the day when you get a chance to, you can find these, like this article on Kotaku or something. There's a really nice just kind of like just concept art picture where it shows all 3 of them all together. And most articles give fair warning of when they're actually going to show them off. So
yeah,
if you don't want to see them, you don't have to worry about it. A lot of people aren't like showing them in the thumbnails. We wanted to show them off so you could see them, but we tried to be careful about that so we don't show all like just the 3. But yeah, so I'm not bummed about seeing them at all. You made a good point where like you see Charizard and Blastoise and Venusaur like on the cover art of the original Pokemon games. Like it used to not be a secret. Now it kind of is, but with how much we do coverage for Koppai and how the internet is, like, it's just better to go ahead, like, we both made an experience in ourselves, like, alright, let's just look at these now, like, together, and so, prepare yourself in that way. But I mean, yeah, I think it makes me excited for Litten to kind of know what he's going to end up being. Like, if I would have known that, because I never saw the final evolution for Chespin until I got the game, and he was my starter, but I hated Chestnut. Like, I hated it, like, the way that ended up looking. And I thought that, like, Greninja was the coolest of all of them, and I would have gone with that one if I would have known. Like, that was going to be the final look, and, like, part of me wants to switch to Rowlet, but knowing that I'll eventually get a Rowlet, like, I'm not too worried. Like, and I've kind of already decided, like, Litten's going to be my starter, so I'm glad to have Litten as my starter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I won't mind little Tony the Tiger Hobbs here being my companion in the end. And so let us know what your thoughts are on the starter leaks and the other Pokemon Go information, the Z toys, and all of that down in the comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the PokéBlock.